What up, y'all? Tina here. So, I was working on a completely different Black Panther video, and it got interrupted by the news or scoop or rumor, however you want to phrase it, that Marvel is now looking at Pierre, John David Washington, and Kelvin Harris Jr. as T'Challa. This is coming from My Time to Shine. Hello. Now, this scooper has been around for a long, long time. Back in the day, like 8, 9, 10 years ago, it was only My Time to Shine. Hello. Daniel RPK and Charles Murphy. Those was the only scoopers really kind of like out on the internet. Now scoopers everywhere. So My Time to Shine Hello is an OG in this thing. Nah, she do be lying sometimes. She do be stretching it. But sometimes she do be telling the truth. There's a lot of things she's gotten right. There's a lot of things she's gotten wrong. Now, she dropped this scoop. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I just found out about it today. And said that the actors that Marvel is or was considering for T'Challa was, once again, Pierre, John David Washington, and Kelvin Harris Jr. Now, everybody was like, Cap, she lying. She just making stuff up. Now, what I will say is, I don't believe this. But it's not far out of the realm of possibilities when you really, really think about it. Let's think about it. Denzel Washington already came out and told us that Ryan Coogler is writing a specific role for Denzel in Black Panther 3. So it is not odd that his son, John David Washington, is probably being discussed in the hallways of Marvel and Disney. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. Now, when we get to Kelvin and Pierre, these two are already ingrained in the Disney machine. They both played in the latest Disney project, Mufasa. They were Mufasa and Scar. They both played in this TV show that came out earlier last year called MLKX, which they both knocked it out of the park. I don't think a lot of people watched that TV show, but it was great. So they both have been in several Disney projects. That MLKX show was on Disney+. So me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they showed up in either Marvel or Star Wars sometimes in the future. Disney does a great job of recycling their actors into different projects and universes within their studio. It happens a lot. Pierre has landed the role of Green Lantern John Stewart in the DC universe. Now, let me repeat again. I do not wholeheartedly believe this rumor. But a lot of people was like, Ryan Coogler would never hire a light-skinned actor to play T'Challa. And you're right, I don't think Coogler would do it at all. Absolutely not. However, we are dealing with the multiverse. We've already seen characters who don't look exactly alike in different variant forms. Maybe the Russos do want a T'Challa variant who looks different, walks different, talks different. Maybe they do want just a temporary variant for maybe Secret Wars, so all options are on the table. That's a possibility. Once again, I ain't saying this is true. This is just a rumor we talking about right now. But think about it. What if there was a Wakanda that happened to be colonized and now you got a green-eyed Black Panther? Okay, hey, it can happen. We in the what if world. Now, My Time to Shine Hello is throwing a bunch of little different things out. First, they said, hey, they are looking for a T'Challa, but they just gonna age the child up. But aging the child up, that's not T'Challa. That's T'Challa Jr. Now, this new scoop that they're talking about, they're saying this is a role for T'Challa. T'Challa and Toussaint, T'Challa Jr. are not the same people. So, over the next few years, be prepared for it, a lot of people are going to start getting a lot of these rumors, scoops, and news all confused and mixed up together. Because when we are hearing things leak out, we don't know if they talking about T'Challa Jr., or a T'Challa variant. Things are very blurry right now with what's going on. Daniel RPK already came out the other day and was like, hey, the Russos, they rewriting the script, they fixing things, they changing things. So a lot of things are just not gonna be clear at the moment. Because one thing about Marvel is constant change. Things are always evolving and changing. Elizabeth Olsen came out and said the script for Multiverse of Madness was changing on the daily. She said that script was changing so bad, she told them people, stop sending me the scripts till y'all got the finished product, because I don't need to keep reading these changes. Leave me alone, get out my dressing room, come back with the final script. So when people are saying, oh, these scoopers are getting it wrong, you may be right. But on the other hand, you might be wrong, because Marvel changes things quickly and randomly. It's crazy, but next topic. So me and my homeboys this past week have been throwing ideas around about T'Challa. Black Panther has been a hot topic. Now, what I've learned ever since Black Panther came out, the first movie, is there's essentially two groups of people attached to this particular franchise. You have people who are fans of T'Challa, then you have your general public, Chadwick Boseman, Coogler, Lupita, Angela Bassett fans, and a whole group over here. There's two different viewpoints on the Black Panther franchise at the moment. Fans of T'Challa want T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, back on the screen, while on the other hand, the general public don't really care, or they're invested in the T'Challa Jr. storyline, or they feel like the role of T'Challa should not come back because it belonged to Chadwick. Now, I'm not saying what group of people is right or wrong. This is just what I'm seeing. And as someone who sits in the middle of these two groups, it seems like a narrative nightmare, because how do you satisfy both of these groups of people? Some people feel like the role has already been recasted because they gave him a son and they want to see the son carry the legacy on. Comic book fans feel like the kid is not T'Challa. That's not the story they want to see. They don't want to see this kid pretend to be T'Challa and carry on that story because the kid, Toussaint, is not T'Challa. He's T'Challa Jr. And T'Challa Jr. is not a real character in the comics, so they can't relate to this character. Now, the rumor is Coogler is writing Black Panther 3 about the son. On the other hand, the Russos allegedly want a T'Challa variant to tell their story for Secret Wars. The question, once again, is how do you satisfy everybody? Right now, as it stands, it looks like the Russos are gonna have a variant. He's gonna be a temporary T'Challa, and when Secret Wars is over, this T'Challa goes back to where he came from, and then we jump over to Coogler and we finish the story of T'Challa Jr. Or another option is the Russos and Coogler, they can get in the lab together, they can stick this baby in the quantum realm, and he comes out, and he's a full adult young man, and his name is T'Challa. The comic book people don't want that option to happen because he's still T'Challa Jr. He's not the real T'Challa. But I'm telling you right now, you can't get rid of the baby because the people who are attached to Chadwick feel like that child is able to keep his T'Challa character alive in a ceremonial sense. My mama want to see this baby grow up. No matter how much I try to talk to her, she don't want to get rid of the baby. So it's a group of people who is invested and want to see where this child goes. Now, me and my homeboy Blue was chatting. I think this was Blue's idea. I can't remember because I've been talking to so many people about theories. So this isn't my idea. I don't want to take claim to it, but we were thinking the only way to satisfy everybody is the Wakanda you have right now. Yeah, just blow it up. Blow it up. Let Dr. Doom come in and just pulverize it. And the only people that will survive will be baby T'Challa Jr., Nakia, Koye, Ayo, M'Baku, Shuri, a couple tribesmen. That Wakanda is gone. It no longer exists. These people are now on Battleworld. Now, when Secret Wars ends, there's going to be a new world, and that world is already going to have a Wakanda in it that's operating at full capacity, probably way more advanced, and they already have a T'Challa as king, or hell, maybe even a prince running that country. Now, your main group of characters, Nakia, T'Challa Jr., they would have to integrate into their society. They'll be immigrants. So that solves the problem of we still keep the son. He has a chance to grow up. The new T'Challa over in that other new Wakanda can pull a Game of Thrones and says, hey, come be my squire. Hang around me. I'm going to teach you the ways of the world. Nakia would not have no romantic connection to this man at all. So she can move on with her life. And this also paves the way for T'Challa to eventually meet Storm. And that whole storyline can take place. And everybody can get all their T'Challa stories. Okay? It's solve the problem. This T'Challa can look different, talk different, ego is different. He's not Chadwick's version, so you don't have to worry about comparisons. You can finally give an actor a long-term deal versus a 1 or 2 movie variant situation that's going on right now. Go ahead, lock somebody down. Damson will probably be down for this. We already know Aldous is ready. We know Yelan Noel is ready. Coogler can then write this story, flesh it out. There will be no emotional connection to this new actor or T'Challa because everything is different. You don't have to write him in the vein of Chadwick. He can be a whole new T'Challa. I think that's the answer right there. Now, we are going to have a Shuri problem, because in this universe, does this T'Challa already have a sister, or are we going to end up with 2 Shuris? Or in this universe, does he have an older sister who may really just want to be a princess and don't want to be in the lab, and maybe our old Shuri can slide into her normal role as little sis tech person? So those are some of the theories we've kind of been throwing around. And some of the comic book readers, man, I understand y'all. They looking at the general public like, y'all are crazy. Just recast that man. Let me tell y'all, people are sensitive. The general public is very sensitive, especially Black people, when it comes to death. I just did a video yesterday about Akasha from Queen of the Damned. Aaliyah's been passed on for 20 years now, and there are still some people who say that is Aaliyah's role. Anne Rice even said Aaliyah's stamp on that role is so iconic, it even changed how she viewed the role. She said if the role was ever recast, she wanted a Black woman to continue being Akasha because that's how she did it. But my God, whoever they cast for the new Akasha is going to be compared to Aaliyah. And that was 20 freaking years ago. I'm in the interview with the vampire community. They don't want nobody to touch that role and mess it up. For some reason, people get attached to people who pass away young and they're in these iconic roles. So this isn't just a T'Challa thing. I've seen this with, other characters as well. And Chadwick's only been gone, 5 years now? Aaliyah has been gone 20 years. And there's still people who's like, hey, y'all better not mess Akasha up. But how do y'all think Ryan Coogler and the Russos can tell this story to make everybody happy? Drop your theories in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.